Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. So Archie and Maxie are dropping the reruns tonight, right? And we've talked a bit about Maxie, so I thought in this video we'll go over Archie and Kyogre a bit. I feel like there's a bit of a misnomer, is that the right word? I don't know, ESL. That people feel like Maxie got, such a crazy buff from when he first released and now with ground zone and all that stuff, and then on the other hand Kyogre got nothing. I very much disagree. I do not think Kyogre got nothing, right? I feel like that's yeah, no. No, Kyogre did not get nothing, man. Kyogre didn't get worse. Kyogre didn't fall off. Kyogre's freaking Kyogre, man. In fact, there might be an argument to be made that Kyogre got even better than Groudon, potentially, right? And hear me out, because a lot of people hear that, what the hell, right? Like Groudon got like ground zone, and Groudon clearly hits harder than Kyogre at the moment, which is true, right? But here's why I do feel like there could be an argument to be made that Kyogre actually got even better than Maxie this time around. So, if we're looking at what Maxie got, right? The big things Maxie got is SS Nidoking. I keep on calling it SS. As Giovanni and Nidoking, right? You got Silver Hole, which is very, very good, obviously. And then you also have, the big one that everyone talks about, which is Courtney and Ground Zone. Right? But what did Kyogre get, right? Kyogre got a really, really big one, which I don't know why people aren't, considering this in the conversation, which is Kyogre got SS Chris, man, which is arguably, one of the best supports in the entire game, and SS Chris like helps her like so much. Like it's a Masterfair, for like goodness sakes, man. Archie got another Masterfair partner. Right? SS Chris could give extra rain, obviously. But on top of that, the special move up next, right, for Kyogre, which already hits like an absolute, dumpster truck. Or nuclear submarine. I don't know. It's like the iceberg that hit the Titan. No, that's not very appropriate. Anyways, I don't know good metaphor for that, but Kyogre hits really, really hard, is my point. Right, and SS Chris make Kyogre hit even freaking harder, and SS Chris makes that so that you don't have to run May with Kyogre. If you're running, what the hell? Don't you want to run May with Kyogre? Well, you can, but I don't think that's the best option to run with Kyogre. And here comes the second part about how Kyogre got even better, even freaking better. All right, Dojo Gloria. This is the one that I feel people gloss over even more, because, some people pick up on the SS Chris thing, but Dojo Gloria, a lot of people don't really consider this, because they feel like Dojo Gloria is physical, Kyogre is special, right? I mean, SS Chris is special, and then your Hoenn Spirit theme skill doesn't even apply, really. I mean, well, the offensive side, right? Doesn't really even apply to, like, Dojo Gloria. So what's up with Dojo Gloria being better? Well, first of all, it's Dojo Gloria. Dojo Gloria could like have no extra help over here, right? And she could still be one of the strongest units in the game. She doesn't need the extra special move up next, or physical move up next in this case, right, from SS Suicune, when she could just get -6 defense on the opponent in 2 turns herself. Which is, if the opponent has, like, no mitigation, which the opponent generally does have mitigation, right? But, if we're assuming no mitigation, that's an even bigger boost than special move up next, right? And the thing that Dojo Gloria really does have over May is she's a better nuker, right? She's a better nuker. Also much easier to set up, right? I mean, it's not like May can't nuke at all, but May's nuke, you do need like -6 accuracy, which is very, very hard to get. Let's be real, right? That is not easy to get at all. On the other hand, Dojo Gloria is very, very easy to set up by herself, right? Plus she gets that extra, max move in there for an extra bit of a, you know, mini nuke in there. So that's massive. That is massive. I would argue that is just better than what Groudon gets. Does it make Kyogre personally stronger? Right? Does Dojo Gloria make Kyogre personally stronger? Not really. No. No. In fact, May would make, you know, Kyogre personally stronger. Because, you know, Hoenn Masterfair, but it makes Kyogre's team stronger. Gives Kyogre a stronger team. Which Hoenn Masters, fun fact, is a 3v3 game. Sometimes 3v9, rarely, but you know. You don't go out there yourself, right? I mean, you can, but it's almost never a better option to go in there by yourself instead of, you know, 2 other extra teammates. But that just makes Kyogre's team just get a much bigger boost than, you know, I would argue Maxie's team, right? Because what's Maxie's best setup? Maxie's best setup is SS Morty, Maxie, and Nidoking, right? SS Giovanni, which by the way is I think is generally a bit better of a setup than with Courtney, just because the damage that you get from both Maxie and SS Giovanni is just insane, right? And it makes up for not having, because like, do keep in mind, Ground Zone at the end of the day is good, but it's a 50% increase, right? Whereas SS Giovanni and Maxie have like similar damages, so plus SS Giovanni also has like an extra max move in there as well. So yeah, that is probably the best setup you get over there, right? And then on the other hand, the best setup for Kyogre is you got SS Chris, which you can argue is better than maybe you can argue it's better than SS Morty. Although I really like SS Morty, bro. SS Morty really freaking good. The more I use him, the more I like him. But yeah, you got SS Chris, and then you also have Dojo Gloria, which as much as I love SS Morty and SS Giovanni, that's the stronger setup. That's a stronger duo. That's a stronger teammates, right? So, yeah, I feel like, you know, when you think about it initially, it's like, all right, come on, right? Groudon obviously got better, and if you want to talk about Groudon personally, yeah, maybe Groudon personally got better, but Kyogre's team just got much stronger, which, you know, in general, when we are evaluating units, you have to evaluate their teams, right? Gotta evaluate their teams. It is what it is. Look, as like, for example, as powerful as potentially, you know, SC Ingo is, right? His teams just aren't as good, unfortunately, right? He has like one really good teammate, but like outside of that, his zone just doesn't synergize that well with all the other, you know, bug types. Although low key, once Nolan gets his grid. Anyways, that aside, right? Yeah, and everything. Well, come on. What about some units that actually personally benefit, you know, Archie? Well, I'm glad you asked. SS Brendan. SS Brendan is crazy with Archie, okay? SS Brendan is actually fantastic. Because not only does SS Brendan give you the extra special move up next that you get as well, and, you know, I think it's only, what, 1 less than, on average, right? Assuming, you know, no NPRs. You get 2 special move up next in comparison to like 3 from Suicune. But you do get the special defense down on the opponents, right? So if you really do want to run a May team over there, SS Brendan might actually be a better option for Archie than Chris's, right? In certain scenarios, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, he's good, man. His teammates got a lot better, right? Oh, also the other one, Palkia, who Palkia got his Hydro Pump. Palkia got his power boost. Not that it's a huge deal, because power boost, to be fair, didn't really have much to do with Hydro Pump. So yeah. Anyways, I slightly apologize for newer players who have no idea what I'm talking about because they don't know what Archie does. But let's just quickly go over the basics for Archie. I probably should have done that beforehand, going into all the new like stuff. But anyways, Archie's really good. If you look at the special attack and you think, oh my god, only 278 special attack when the new units have like 400 plus, 500 plus, you know, attack special attack. This unit must suck, right? Congratulations, you had the exact same take as like 90% of the Pokemon Masters community the first 3 hours when we knew about Kyogre's kit, which has to be one of the most hilarious reactions to an incredibly overpowered unit at the time. By the way, Kyogre was immediately anointed as the strongest unit in the game, right? So if you're freaking about that out about this attack stat, you'll learn. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal. We all make mistakes, okay? All right, so yeah, Orange Impulse very powerful. Obviously, basically similar kit to Maxie, right? Gets rain when you enter the battle, extends rain for 50%, which, like I mentioned with Maxie, is in my opinion the biggest part, the coolest or most valuable part of Groudon and Groudon Kyogre's kit for me personally, right? And you have Hoenn Spear, which is the opposite of Hoenn Pride, which instead of physical move ups, you get a special move boost and then special damage reduction over here. And then, you know, same thing, more Hoenn allies, the more boost these get. And then, yeah, instead of Solar Beam, you get Thunder over here, which is a bit better in Solar Beam in the regard that it works with your Hoenn Master passive. Although I think Solar Beam does more damage, right? At the moment, let's see, 1, 6, 4, 3. Oh, that's Orange Impulse, by the way. Oh crap, it does more than Orange Impulse. That's crazy. Not that Orange Impulse is bad. Like 1.5 million is crazy damage, even without the you know, special conditions. You know, super effective up next, right? But yeah, where's Electro? Wow, Electro all the way down there. That's crazy. It's not a crazy difference, right? Not a crazy difference. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, obviously. All right. Yeah, you have your training move, which is nice. Max out your crit, actually +1, and then does debuff your defenses, unfortunately. But yeah, it gives you extra +2 special attack and range. So all you have to do is just your training move once, and then use your X special attack twice, and you'll max it out. Unless you're running SS Brendan or SS Chris, then you can ignore all that. Who cares? Let's just have them buff it. And then yeah, he's just freaking powerful, man. In terms of the grid wise, I'd say pretty similar to Maxie. Right, pretty similar to Maxie. I feel like 1 out of 5 is really enough, right? Unless you want more thunder damage, which in that case, 3 out of 5, right? Although at 2 out of 5, you don't really have as much like cool stuff that Maxie does with the dire hit crit squad or whatever, right? Dire hit plus whatever, the extra critical buff. So his 2 out of 5 actually is kind of whatever. I think Maxie's 2 out of 5 is a bit better. The Paralysis Synergy one is honestly irrelevant. Extras 10 special attack, extra Origin Pulse power up nodes. These are whatever. I don't really care personally. And then 3 out of 5 again. You do get Super Rain, which is very good. 50% chance for super effective up next. And Rain, which obviously you could use for both Origin Pulse and Thunder. And then you get the big Thunder power ups at 3 out of 5. So I would say only go 3 out of 5 if you really want the extra Thunder damage. But if you're just going for Origin Pulse, 1 out of 5 is fine. Healthy power up, extra 10% damage in your HP is full, completely irrelevant. And Rainy Propulsion is nice. It's only 20% though. So Shower Sink, it's cool, but again, it's, you know, generally like with Rain Setters, like he has so many good Rain Setters to run on team. It could be May, it could be SS Chris. I don't think this is super relevant either. Shower Power 3, extra 30%, and Rain, I also do not care. All right, so yeah, that's me in terms of the kit, right? Again, very powerful. He is not fallen off, right? Either. He is still very good. He is I don't know, man. He's just really good. So I guess the real issue comes in terms of, okay, well, between Kyogre and Maxie, right? Between Kyogre and Maxie, who should you really go for? Who should you really go for between Kyogre and Maxie? Also, that's a really weird comparison. I said Kyogre versus Maxie instead of Archie versus Maxie, or Kyogre versus Groudon. But anyways, Archie and Maxie. First of all, let's just say go for whichever one you want more. Just, you know, if you like Kyogre more as a Pokemon, if you grew up playing, you know, Sapphire as a kid, then go for Archie, right? Vice versa, go for Groudon. But otherwise, it really depends. I feel like it really depends on what you have and stuff, right? Really depends on what you have and what you need, right? Do you need an extra ground type damage dealer on your team, right? Or grass type? If so, then go for Groudon. Or do you need an extra water type, which I highly doubt people need that, or electric type damage dealer? And if that's the case, go for, you know, Kyogre, right? If you don't really care and you want to go for the better one, it would also depend on, like, again, which one's better really depends on what teammates you run them with, right? In terms of the box that you have, so it really depends, right? Everyone's situation is different. I can't tell you, you know, which one's the exact best option for you. But I mean, just look at your box, right? Just look at your box. Do you have better teammates for Kyogre? Meaning, do you have stuff like SS Chris, do you have SS Brandon, or Dojo Glory, all that stuff? If so, then Kyogre would be the stronger option. But if you look at your box and say, well, I don't have those, but I have like SS Morty, I have SS Giovanni, I have Courtney, all that stuff, then maybe in that case would be Groudon, right? So anyways, I give them a similar poll score, right? I still like 8.5/9, whatever you want to mention about it. But again, do keep in mind, I do feel like both are not as good as Deoxys, but both are also Masterfairs, and both, which means they don't rerun as often as Deoxys. Although I do feel like after like the first rerun for Masterfairs, I feel like future reruns, they might come back a bit more frequent. Just a guess, right? Just guess. I do feel like they'll probably come back a bit more frequent than like 1+ year, right? For rerunning. But that aside, if you do want to consider the Masterfair factor, right, then maybe you could lean towards the Masterfairs a bit more. But regardless, like I mentioned in all these videos leading up to the anniversary, there's really no point pulling right now when you could just wait for the anniversary units to come out and see and then compare, right? Because at the moment, these two banners are going to be around for 2 months, and obviously we will be knowing what the anniversary units are before that. So, right. Anyways. That's really this one, I guys. Hope you all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the video, try and channel for some more Pokemon. Good luck if you guys are pulling, right? So have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.